Assalamu alaikum students, and welcome back to another lesson of science. Today's lesson you are going to experiment push and pull force. Learning outcomes are: examine what can cause an object to change the position by investigating push and pull. Let's brainstorm first. What are forces? Yes, you're right. Forces are push and pull. What can forces do? Remember, forces can make things move. How does a push move things? A push always moves things away from you, forward. How does a pull move things? A pull force always make things move towards you, that is near to you. Push and pull force. Now before we investigate, let's think about these questions and discuss with your friends. Why do some things float and some things sink? Remember, we carried out this experiment in English lesson earlier, so now we are going to explore more about sink and float using push and pull forces. Why can a paper boat float? Think about it. Is it heavy or light? Why does a paper clip sink? What material is a paper clip made out of? Is it heavier or lighter than the paper boat? Whether an object sinks or floats is known by the balance between push of the water and the pull of gravity. The gravity is the force that is present in the earth. It helps anything stay on the surface, on the ground. That's why there is no gravity in the space. You can see things and people floating because the gravity force is missing in the space. The earth have that gravity force. So the pull of the gravity and the upward push of the water creates the balance of float and sink. So it shows you here in the picture that heavier objects sink because they cannot be pushed upwards by the water. But water can push upwards some things like boat, and the pull of the gravity will help the boat float on the water. Have a look at this rubber duck. You can see it's floating. You can also place a toy rubber duck in water and check what happens. Does it float or sink? Now it's time for some fun and experiment. Materials that you will need are a deep bowl of water, or you can also use a bucket of water. Fill it with water. We need more water. And you will use a plastic toy ball. You can also use a tennis ball or any other plastic ball that is available at home. If not, you can use some recycled papers and roll a ball out of it. Now, how you're going to carry out the experiment? First, you are going to place the ball in the big bowl or in a big bucket of water. Then you are going to push the ball downwards into the water using your hand. You will use the push force. You will press on the ball, push on the ball downwards into the water. Then move your hand away and look what happens to the ball. So what did you notice? Do you think the ball is going to float or sink in the water? What's your answer? Yes or no? When you push on the ball in the water, explain what happened to it. Did the ball went down deep in the water or something else happened? Think about this question. When you let go of the ball, when you move your hand off the ball, what happened to the ball? Why do you think this happened? When you press and push the ball downwards into the water, you will see that you are putting the force on the ball to sink it into the water. But when you move your hand away, you will notice the pressure, the upwards pressure, upwards push of the water will help the ball to get back up on the surface of the water, and the ball will start floating. So you can see how forces are changing the position of the ball. This is what happens when you use push and pull force. You can also try out this experiment in a bathtub with bigger beach ball, football or soccer ball. If you try, do share your pictures with me and have fun. I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.